Are you thinking about testing the market and pricing your home just a little bit high to see what happens? That strategy is broken. In the Dayton area, I've seen it quietly burn up $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 or more of seller's equity. And later on in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how that happens and a real life example of that strategy. But more importantly, I'm going to be very direct with you throughout this because your home is your largest asset, and it's important that we get this right from the beginning. My name is Anthony Mahone, and I'm the Fire Safe Realtor. I currently serve the Dayton, Ohio, surrounding areas, the Miami Valley, and Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly why that approach backfires and how we can correct the situation moving forward to price your home effectively from the start. First, let's talk about the most important time in your listing, the first 1 to 2 weeks. We call this the golden period. When your home hits the market, every serious buyer that's been waiting on the sidelines and is currently pre-approved, ready to go, they get an instant notification that your property has been listed. They've set up alerts, they've been waiting, they are ready. That wave of attention is your golden window. If your home is priced correctly, that creates excitement, it creates showings, and often it creates competition in the price. But if you overprice, you don't get those buyers. They scroll right past it, and most often you do not get those buyers back. They move on to the next reasonably priced home, and you lose your opportunity to shine. Now let's talk about buyer psychology and how buyers actually think. If your property is set on the market for 30, 45, 60 days or more, instead of thinking, well, maybe they'll negotiate the price down, buyers actually think there's something wrong in the property. Whether they think the foundation is bad, there's a bad roof, it smells bad, whatever. Buyers typically are wanting to put things in their head that actually just don't exist. And most of the time they say, what is wrong with that house? All that changed was the number that you listed the home at. The property sat, and in the buyer's minds, their story changed. And that story unfortunately hurts your final price. Let me share a real situation that I experienced here in Dayton. I'm going to keep the information general to protect privacy, but the story is powerful. I listed a home based on the data that the market value was roughly $400,000. I recommend that we listed the property at $399,900 to draw strong interest right away. The seller really wanted to test the market by getting an additional $15,000 to $20,000 and listing at $415,000 to $420,000. And I completely understand why it is so tempting and why they would want to do that. But as their agent, my job is to advise and not to force. They did eventually agree to list at the $399,900 amount. We received tons of interest right away. We had 15 showings within the first 5 days, and we actually received a multiple offer situation. We priced the home effectively, and we received and accepted a full asking price of $399,900 cash offer. The other side of this story, there were 2 other properties listed within 0.2 miles of this property that sat on the market for quite some time. Property number 1 it had an initial listing price of $415,000, was on the market for a few days, and then they actually did a massive price reduction down to $385,000, and they actually did get a final sales price of $385,000. 15 days, cumulative days on market. Property number 2 was listed at $424,900, had cumulative days on market of 83 days, went through 3 price reductions, and eventually sold for $380,000. Eventually, after more time and more price reductions, these comparable properties eventually sold for far less than they would have if they were priced at market value from the start. And on top of that, the seller actually paid for more mortgage payments, more taxes, more utilities, and more maintenance to the property. They didn't just lose time, they lost thousands of dollars by trying to test the market. In my world as a firefighter, a small fire is easy to control and easy to manage. But the longer you wait, the fire becomes bigger and it becomes a more major catastrophic event. Overpricing your home is the same. The longer you wait to correct it, the more damage it does to your bottom line. So what do you do instead? You price your home effectively from the beginning. You price it at market value or maybe even slightly below. You're not giving away your house, you're actually positioning it to attract more buyers, draw more interest, receive more competitive offers, create competition, create excitement, and get the upwards of 20, 30, 40 showings within your first 7 days. And if you can do that, you can actually beat the market. You can actually sell your property for more than market value by driving competition. It's about strategy, not ego. The goal isn't to have the highest price listing in the neighborhood. The goal is actually to have the highest net result that you can walk away with when you sell your property. If you're thinking about selling in the Dayton, Ohio, Miami Valley, or Wright-Patterson Air Force Base areas, I would love to put together a pricing strategy for you that protects your equity rather than gambling with it. I'd be happy to help you run the numbers. Drop a comment with your questions about pricing or reach out to me directly for a no obligation consultation. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more real estate and home safety advice in the Dayton, Ohio region. If you know of someone who is looking to potentially test the market and price their home a little bit high, make sure that you share this video with them. I'm Anthony Mahone, the Fire Safe Realtor. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.